Hi friends, so I have a port, which is a surgically implanted medical device. I thought it would be interesting to show a little part of my daily life, which is accessing my port or stabbing myself with a needle, which I do once a week. Kind of a vulnerable video to make because it's not necessarily a very normal thing to do, but it is normal to me. So I figure, might as well try and get rid of that self-consciousness by sharing it with the internet. Also a disclaimer, I am not a trained medical professional. I am a 19-year-old acting major who just happens to have chronic illness and disability. Although I'm not a trained medical professional, I was trained by medical professionals on how to do this. There's a lot of parts of the video that I cut out, but I can guarantee I maintain sterile protocol. If there's something that you don't see I did, or you're like, wow, you didn't clean that for long enough, likely I edited it out because it was a little long and a little boring, and no one needs to watch 12 minutes of me just sitting in my bedroom stabbing myself with a needle. So, also, trigger warning, this video will contain a needle. It's medical content, so if you don't want to see medical content, you probably should stop watching. It might make you squeamish and there will be a little bit of blood. This is not a tutorial. I will not be teaching you how to access a port. I'm not qualified for that. Ask questions if you have any, and I will do my best to explain some of the things that are happening. Now you get to watch me poke myself in the chest with a needle. Hi, it's voiceover time. I'll be narrating you through some of the process and explaining some of the things. So first I put a tank top on because it allows for easier access to my port, and then I put my hair up so that the hair does not contaminate it and get it not sterile. And here is a port access kit, so it comes with some of the supplies that I need, and then there's some others too. I put on a mask so that I don't breathe on it, I think. I think this is called a sterile field. I could be wrong, unsure. I pour all the supplies on, and then I get some of the things. So this is saline, yay, salty water, and then we have like a little cap for the port, and then a bio patch to reduce the infection risk, and here is the needle. Now you might be like, hey, like what even is a port? A port is a surgically implanted medical device used for long-term IV access, so most commonly people have it for chemo if they have cancer. Now I have it because of chronic illnesses because I rely on IV treatments. Here I'm cleaning the skin. I always clean it for a really long time, and then I had to edit it out because no one wants to sit here and watch me just clean it. And then you have to prime the needle by like putting the saline in so that it's not just like a tube of air going through you, and instead there's like liquid. So the actual port is like a small little plastic disc that has a tubing that goes straight to my heart. So you know what they say, the easiest way to my heart is actually through my little medical port thing. Anyway, that's not a saying, but oh well. Here I am being anxious. I really did not want to do it. I don't like having to do it, and here I'm feeling the port to make sure that I actually put it in the right place. Basically, I have to stab the needle into the center of the little plastic port. Luckily, because it's my own body, I'm pretty good at feeling where it is, but I always like to double check just to make sure and save myself from having to do extra pokes. And here I was confident, and then I poked, and bam, I went in, and I knew it was in the right spot because I could feel it. So now the hardest part is done. So I was like, oh good, this is a relief. And then I flush it with saline, but first you have to draw back and make sure blood comes out. Check for blood return, because that's how you know for sure it's in the right place. I got my first port in December of 2019, which is crazy, it's been so long. Oh, and this is a bio patch which is used to reduce the infection risk. Now I'm putting on a dressing. This is the sensitive skin dressing, but sometimes it falls off, so then I put another dressing on top of it so that like it doesn't just randomly fall off because that is awful and then it is really high infection risk. I feel like a lot of people in my life actually don't know that I have a needle in my skin 5 days a week, but yes, fun fact, I do. I don't really think about it, and then sometimes I do, and I'm like, this is so bonkers. There's just a needle chilling in my chest. Also, I don't think it's super common for people with ports to access it themselves. A lot of times a nurse will access it for them, but I got trained by my nurse. I used to have a home health nurse that would come to my house and do this. But learning how to do this has really increased my independence, so yay, I'm in my college dorm room here, which is something I wasn't sure I'd be able to do, not just because of a port, because of other medical reasons. But accessing my port is scary and not great, but I do like the independence and the control it gives me, as opposed to having to go to the hospital or having a nurse come to my house. Very thankful for modern medicine because this port was a life-saving medical device for me. So now I'm done. My glasses got caught in my mask and I can finally like actually breathe because I know I'm all done. Everything is good. It didn't go wrong. I always am like, it's not gonna work. What if it doesn't work? What if it doesn't work? But it does, and I know how to do it. I just always doubt myself. Also, it creates a ton of trash. Sometimes I think about how much single-use plastic I use, which I know is not my fault, but I do feel guilty for it. But yay, port accessed, yay. Now I'm able to do IVs, and now I get to put my shirt back on. Thank you so much for watching. Port accessed. I'm doing an IV right now. I'm happy to make more videos about medical things, chronic illness, ports, answering questions, all of that stuff again. I'm not a medical professional, just a 19-year-old who has medical problems, likes to talk, and has this silly little YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed watching this little snippet of my life. Maybe you learned something. Maybe you just had some time to kill. I don't know. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have the best day ever. Thank you!